How's it going, everyone? My name's Rowan and welcome back to another episode of Camera Bag Shorts. And back when I started YouTube about 2 years ago, I would always focus more on cameras and building a studio in my bedroom. But there would always be one piece of camera equipment that I would overlook, and that is tripods. But that was up until I got a really good tripod. So this is the newest addition to my camera bag, the Vanguard Alta Pro. And this is a fantastic piece of camera equipment. It's a lot sturdier and more versatile than any other tripod that I've used in the past. So today I'd like to show you guys what makes up a good tripod. This is my main tripod, the Vanguard Alta Pro, and that used to be my main tripod. It is the Platinum Model PT TP-M665C from Best Buy for about $100. And this got me through over a year and a half of filmmaking. But the reason that I upgraded to the Vanguard Alta Pro, well, there's actually two reasons. The first is that it's missing one of its rubber feet. So right here, right here, it's just scratchy plastic, so I cannot use this tripod on wood or tile without there being a scratch. Also, it's very worn, kind of flimsy, and doesn't have as many functions as the Vanguard. And when I try to put my big camera rig that I showed you guys in the last camera bag shorts on it, it's just not stable enough. So the Vanguard in general is just a better, sturdier tripod. So let's start talking about that. So just to let you guys know, like all of my camera bag shorts, these aren't sponsored. I'm just not there yet, but maybe one day if someone reaches out to me, that would be pretty cool. But one of the things that I absolutely love about having a bigger, sturdier tripod is that I can get so much more stable shots from it. And just to begin with, it's an incredibly heavy tripod, and it also has some nice rubber feet, which gives it extra grip. But there's actually two more ways to make it even sturdier than it is to begin with. And the first one of those is by pulling out this hook here, and then you can attach your camera bag to it. It serves as a counterweight and just makes the tripod in general a lot heavier. And the other way to get a sturdier shot with this tripod, I find pretty cool. All you have to do is unscrew these rubber feet right here, and boom, the spike comes out. So if you are filming in snow or on dirt, then you can just jab the spikes into the ground and get an extra sturdy shot. So this tripod is an awesome piece of equipment, and it is incredibly steady. So as most of you guys know, I'm a huge Casey Neistat fan, and he's fortunate enough to have a studio in New York City. And whenever he's doing his drawing or writing segments in his videos, he has an overhead rig to capture that shot. But overhead rigs tend to take up a lot of space and are complicated to set up. But this tripod is so versatile that you can set up an overhead rig super easily. So let me show you guys how. First, just want to turn the tripod like this, and then pull back this orange piece right here, and then undo this little clip. Now, you want to take the monopod piece out. There you are. Out like that. And now you can turn this bit just like so. So now, I want to close that back up so that this will stay in place. And then, just put the monopod back in, just like so, and there you are. You have an overhead rig. You can tweak it a bit to get just the right angle, but that is how quickly you can get an overhead rig with this tripod, which is fantastic. It's an incredibly versatile piece of equipment, and I've loved using it so far. So those are just a couple of the functions of this tripod. It also has a bunch of other awesome features that I didn't cover in today's video. And after owning a better quality tripod, I finally get it. Because I used to see all of these really expensive tripods and I would never understand why they cost so much money. But having a good tripod can make the difference from getting the shot that you want to get to not getting that shot. So this tripod in particular retails for about $250, There's a bunch of other really awesome tripods in this price range. Manfrotto makes a bunch of really cool tripods, but I chose this one in particular because it has a bunch of features that I believed that I could use for making my videos. And for next week's Camera Bag Shorts, I have something really cool coming in that I'm going to put up in my room, so make sure to stay tuned for next week's episode. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.